It began with fire. On the edge of charted space, the human colony of Luthien Prime burned beneath emerald skies. What had once been a jewel of agriculture and quiet prosperity was reduced to ash in a single cycle of orbital bombardment. The aggressors, the Thalzar Dominion, called it a demonstration. The Thalzar flagship hung over the ruined colony like a predator lingering above its prey. Its commander, Vathar Krul, addressed the galaxy through the Dominion's open channels. His words were dripping with scorn. Behold the fate of those who claim independence yet bow to no master. The humans spread like weeds, arrogant and loud. Today we prune them. Tomorrow they will beg for mercy. On the surface, survivors were dragged into slave barges, their pleas for aid swallowed by the void. Children were separated from parents. Engineers, doctors, and scholars, the colony's brightest, were marked for labor in the Dominion's shipyards. The Dominion celebrated. To them, humanity was a lesser breed, clever but soft, resourceful but cowardly, endlessly debating among themselves in their so-called councils. They believed Earth's reputation for patience was weakness. They saw restraint as fear. And so the galaxy watched, entertained, while an entire human colony was erased. Mockery in the council halls, the Galactic Concord Council convened days later in its vaulted chamber, a place of carved stone and shimmering hollow banners where 100 species debated the laws of stars. The Thalxar delegation arrived draped in victory robes, their commander Krul at the forefront, basking in the approval of allies and rivals alike. They did not hide their cruelty. They broadcasted their massacre as proof of dominance. Whispers rippled through the chamber. Some envoys nodded in quiet agreement. Others turned away in disgust, but most remained silent. Humanity had always held a seat at this council, a minor presence, more diplomats than warriors. Krul raised his voice for all to hear. Humans claim their peace is strength. Where are they now? Hiding behind words, prayers? They sit idle while their children rot in our slave camps. Weakness has no place among the stars. Let it be known. Earth bends or earth burns. Laughter echoed through the chamber. Old rivals of humanity joined in, mocking their restraint. No human delegation rose to speak. No threats, no warnings, no trembling pleas. Only silence. The council recorded the event, archived it in their endless ledgers, and prepared to move on. For the galaxy believed the matter settled. Humanity would lick its wounds, too civilized to answer violence with violence, the stillness. Before the storm, but silence is not surrender. On Earth, the halls of government and war rooms beneath oceans hummed with activity. For a century, humanity had watched and listened. They had studied every species, every weapon, every tactic displayed in countless interstellar conflicts. Their fleets had grown, but always in secret, masked by false reports of fragility. What the galaxy mistook for cowardice was patience. What they mocked as weakness was calculation. The signals that rippled out from Earth were short, encrypted, and chillingly precise. One command repeated across every channel, "Enough!" And suddenly, the silence ended. When the sky began to tremble, it began with disappearances. A Thalxar patrol fleet of 30 warships failed to report. Their last transmission, static and a single word, shadows. A Dominion slave convoy carrying thousands of humans vanished into the abyss. Days later, the barges reappeared. Every Thalxar crewman dead, their bodies spaced, their ships bearing a single painted message across the hull. We stand. Rumors spread like wildfire. Entire Dominion outposts went dark. Frontier worlds reported streaks of black steel ships moving faster than light itself. On comms, alien navies intercepted only fragments, cold human voices reciting coordinates, countdowns, or promises of retribution, and then the fleets revealed themselves. From Neptune's orbit, from hollowed moons, from hidden shipyards deep within asteroid belts, humanity's war machine emerged. Not the outdated defense frigates known to the galaxy, but vast dreadnoughts, kilometer-long leviathans bristling with weapons unseen in any council registry. When they jumped into contested space, stars seemed to dim under their shadow. The breaking of arrogance. The first battle came swift and merciless, over the Dominion stronghold of Koresh IV. Thalxar fleets formed a wall of firepower, confident in numbers. They outnumbered the human task force 3-1. They boasted across open channels, mocking humanity's sudden tantrum. The battle lasted 11 minutes. Human dreadnoughts cut through the Dominion line like blades through paper. Their weapons tore ships apart in singular blasts, Rail cannons firing projectiles at fractions of light speed, plasma lances slicing through shields as if they were mist. Human marines deployed from dropships, armored in black exosuits, storming the surface like an iron tide. The Dominion's proud fortress world fell silent by the end of the hour. The galaxy, watching through intercepted feeds, finally saw Earth's answer. The Council in fear, the Galactic Concord reconvened. The same chamber where Krul once boasted now rang with unease. Delegates whispered, voices trembling. Reports of annihilated fleets and lost sectors poured in faster than the Council could process them. Then the doors opened. The human delegation walked in, calm and wordless. No grand army at their backs, no threats shouted into the chamber. They simply carried a datapad containing every atrocity the Dominion had committed against their colonies. And then they spoke. Not loudly, but with the precision of a blade. We asked for peace. We were mocked. We endured. We were ignored. No longer. This council failed to stop the slaughter of our people. Therefore, we will stop it ourselves. The Thalzar Dominion will not survive this season. The chamber, usually filled with debates, interruptions, and the endless drone of politics, fell utterly still. For the first time, the galaxy saw humanity not as negotiators, not as dreamers, but as executioners. Fire from the heavens. What followed was not war. It was eradication. Human fleets advanced sector by sector, methodical and unstoppable. They did not occupy, they erased. Thalxar shipyards were reduced to glowing craters. Slave camps were stormed, prisoners freed, overseers executed on sight. Entire Dominion capitals were brought to heel with orbital strikes that blotted out the sun. Cities burned not in chaos, but in precise, clinical annihilation. One report described it simply: they move like storms, and when they pass, nothing remains. The Dominion screamed for reinforcements. Their allies wavered. Their enemies, once fearful, stayed silent, unwilling to draw Earth's gaze. And in every battle, humanity spoke only through action. Cold, efficient, merciless. The Emperor's last stand. The Thalzar Emperor himself rallied his final fleets at the throne world of Dravkor. He promised the galaxy a final victory, boasting that no invader had ever breached his throne. When the human armada arrived, the stars disappeared. Hundreds of blackened warships, dreadnoughts flanked by swarms of smaller escorts, emerged from hyperspace in perfect silence. No demands, no negotiations, only the quiet hum of weapons charging. The Emperor shouted defiance into the comms, demanding to know humanity's price for mercy. The reply came as a whisper, broadcast on every channel across the galaxy. Mercy died on Luthien Prime. The Battle of Dravkor was over in less than an hour. The Emperor's palace, carved into mountains older than his civilization, was leveled into molten slag. His throne, once a symbol of arrogance, was buried beneath oceans of fire. The Dominion ceased to exist, the ashes of silence. When the war ended, humanity did not celebrate. No parades, no declarations of triumph. Their fleets simply withdrew, leaving ruins behind. The galaxy was left in horror, forced to reckon with what they had witnessed. The humans returned to silence. But this time it was not mistaken for weakness. It was understood as a warning. In the shattered council chamber, envoys whispered words none dared speak aloud. Never provoke Earth again. The Thalxar were gone, erased as thoroughly as if they had never existed. And yet their downfall carved a message across the stars. Humanity's patience was vast, but their vengeance was infinite. Epilogue. The lesson. Written in fire, the galaxy learned. Empires paused before striking weaker neighbors, fearing humanity's unseen gaze. Slave markets shut down overnight, terrified of black steel ships appearing in orbit. The Council, once loud with arrogance, spoke in hushed tones whenever Earth's name was mentioned. Humanity did not ask for tribute. They did not demand obedience. They did not seek to rule. They sought only silence. But everyone knew, should that silence ever be broken again, the storm would return, and the chamber, the council, the galaxy itself would fall silent once more.